item 4 is questions from the public, of which we've received 4. So, as is custom, I will defer to Dominic Sykes, who will read or summarise the questions before the relevant executive member will respond and read out the response. So, if we go for question 1 first of all, please, Dominic.
Thank you, Chair. Question 1 is from Andrew Gould. There's actually 2 parts to this question. It's in reference to the active travel report. I'll read both questions out and it's up to the executive member on how they respond to them. The first question is, will the Elmstone Active Neighbourhood Scheme not be progress in its entirety?
Thank you very much. The third question, and back to Dominique.
Okay, the third question, could I just confirm that everybody on the executive has received the question in full, together with a letter that was received from Mr. Mark Banks, and it's in relation to Goodwood Field?
Yes.
Okay, on that basis, I will summarise the questions that have been asked. There are several questions relating to different items. The first one being relating to funding. Who are the external benefactors underwriting the project, and has the council carried out due diligence to ensure transparency and independence? Second question is relating to faith neutrality. Will the lease therefore contain, as it should, binding safeguards to ensure that the centre operates in a genuine, inclusive, faith-agnostic facility with clear enforcement mechanism if breached? Third question is in relation to sustainability, and the questions are: if the build is funding, how will running costs be met in the long term? What business plan has been reviewed to confirm that the centre can be maintained without future calls on public funds? And the fourth and final question is relating to council vested interest. Why has the organisation been singled out to receive public land, and how will it impartially be guaranteed in the planning process?
Thank you. Councillor Patel.
Thank you for the letter and questions. The decision that Executive is making on the 1st of December is on the in-principle leasing of land to Three Meem. This lease agreement will be subject to several conditions, which includes appropriate planning permission and securing sufficient funding to deliver the project. The funding model is explained within the report, and it will be for Three Meem to secure the funding necessary to complete the design and build of the facility. There will be no public funds invested in the facility. Three Meem will be required to raise the funding necessary before the scheme can proceed. Three Meem's activities are aimed across the community, with 90% of their work non-faith based. As part of the lease negotiations, the council will seek to secure provisions for the facility to remain open to the community. Will secure provisions for the facility to remain open to the community alongside faith-specific activities. In terms of the planning process, this will be completely transparent and in accordance with the processes for any other application of this type. Once received, the council will undertake public consultation on the plans and will afford sufficient time for comment from residents, statutory bodies and other interested parties. The application will be subject to full assessment against local and national planning policies, and in due course an independent recommendation made to the council's planning committee. This will ensure the plans are subject to full public scrutiny and decided within an open and public forum. In addition to the planning process, we understand that Three Meem also intend to undertake full public consultation in the new year.
Thank you very much, Councillor Patel. And to the final question, Dominique.
Okay, again, this question is from Andrew Gould, who is the Secretary of Friends of Trafford Council Meeting Services. The questions are in relation to Goodwood Field. First question is: when residents have pressed for fields and trust protections for all Trafford's parks and green spaces, they received a response that has been that they are adequately protected by existing policies and processes. How can this be the case if the council proposes to use an acre of valued green space to generate an income stream and allow an organisation to consolidate its services? Question 2. In the report there is a suggestion that Three Meem might be outbid by someone who might want to use the site for something less desirable. What protections are there against this scenario? Question 3. What analysis has there been of the impact of the sites that Three Meem are currently using and on the viability of those sites going forward? And question 4. Whenever any service is centralised there, then it generates more travel from service users. What will be the impact of this on council policy of reducing travel by car, given that many of the existing service users will not be natural candidates for switching to active travel?
Thank you. And Councillor Patel.
The planning process will need to give due consideration to the value of the proposed site as green space and the proposed use. This has not yet been determined. The decision that Executive is making on the 1st of December is on the principle of leasing land to Three Meem. It does not predetermine the outcome of any future planning application. Any such application will be subject to consultation in the usual way and will be assessed against its compliance with national and local planning policy. Ultimately, an independent recommendation will be made to the Planning Committee where the application will be decided in an open and public setting. The report does not suggest that Three Meem might be outbid. The proposal is to lease the site to Three Meem. Three Meem currently rents space at various locations, most notably at the Newbury Avenue facility. This is a facility that Trafford Council owns and funds, and the potential future relocation of Three Meem's activities has no material impact on the viability of this centre. The planning process will need to give due consideration to the impact on the local road network, and local residents will get the opportunity to comment on this as part of the planning process.
Thank you very much, Councillor Patel. That concludes item 4, so we'll go on to item 5, matters from council or overview and scrutiny committees. Councillor Butt, do you have anything you'd like to report back from council?
Chair, I'm sorry to disrupt. I've got one more question from a member of the public sat behind me. Now, whilst you haven't had the question, I'm wondering whether I could either read it out or whether I could send you a copy of the question for review at a later date.
Please do send it in. There are deadlines that we have around questions and submitting, but if you want to send it in, make sure it is responded in.
Chair, so just to confirm, that's from a Bill and Sue Yarker. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Councillor Butt.
Thank you, Chair. Nothing really to report other than the preparations that have gone on. We've got a CQC inspection coming up from adult social care tomorrow, 3 days. So it's interesting times.
Thank you very much, Councillor Butt. In terms of the next item, it's urgent business, if any. I have received no urgent business, but I did just want to reflect briefly on the incidents that have taken place in the Altrincham area over the last week. Clearly, first and foremost, our thoughts are with the victims of those incidents. It must be a horrendous thing to go through and to experience. Widely, I'd like to put on record my thanks to Greater Manchester Police for their swift response in the way that they have kept the community and councillors updated, but also our community safety and CCTV team and our staff who were on gold and silver over the course of this weekend in particular, who made sure relevant ward councillors, members of the executive, were kept updated with what has been a very, very worrying situation in Altrincham. And clearly, there's a plea now that we all support our businesses in Altrincham as we head towards the Christmas festivities. We know there's a wonderful range of businesses in that town, and we wish them well for the next few weeks, but the response that we had from the police and community safety team, thank you very much from myself and the executive. Moving on, we'll go to item 7, which is disposal of land at Goodwood Field to Three Meem Foundation, and Councillor Patel will be introducing this report.
Thank you. This report tonight marks the starting point in the delivery of some new modern, fit-for-purpose community space in Sale West. Seeking in-principle approval tonight to lease part of the land comprising Goodwood Field to the Three Meem Foundation, who are a trusted community partner in Trafford with a significant track record of delivering non-faith community-based support across Sale. These activities delivered by Three Meem very much align with the Council's corporate principles around health, employment and skills, supporting young people and the development of sports opportunities. This decision tonight is just the first step in and any proposals for the development of this site will be subject to a community consultation and through scrutiny through the planning process, through which matters such as parking, design and uses can be determined. And I know that many residents have genuine questions around those planning matters. Three Meem are looking to consolidate their activities to one location and are proposing a multi-purpose community centre open to all. This will include a new sports hall and a new and enhanced changing facilities for the clubs that use the playing pitches there. The two playing pitches will be retained and improved, and I know the recent public support for these proposals from the main club located there. Our community space in Trafford takes on many forms and is managed by a diverse group of people who all share the common values that are linked to community support and cohesion. This facility will complement provision at Sale West, Coppice Library, the Avenue, and I've been really impressed with the openness of Three Meem and their commitment to the widest community consultation possible. They are really keen to engage with residents about what they are proposing here.
Thank you, Councillor Patel. First of all, are there any questions or comments from the executive? Councillor Slater.
Thank you, Leader. I just wanted to say that I did some work a little while ago with Three Meem around bowel, ovarian and breast cancer, and the work that they were putting into the community was really, really valuable. And so I think that the work that they do around health of residents is really important and needs to be brought out and noted. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Slater. Councillor Parker.
Thank you.
I think the proposal appears to offer a real opportunity to strengthen sport, activity and community health. We know there's a need and demand for accessible sports halls, improved changing facilities, and based on the proposed outlines, this will be made possible also whilst retaining our key playing pitches. So, thanks.
Thank you very much, Councillor Parker. In terms of anyone else who wishes to ask a question, okay, I will go to Councillor Lenton first of all.
Thank you, Leader.
Thank you, Leader, and thank you to Councillor Patel for this report. To begin for balance, I'd like to begin by saying that I have received positive messages from some of my residents welcoming the significant investment this new leisure facility would potentially bring to the area, but some of my residents have been in touch with queries and concerns that I'd like to raise on behalf of the executive member today. And I'll summarise these into three key areas: the impact of increased traffic and parking on residents who live on nearby streets. This is crucial also given the location of Carsway Health Centre nearby. Residents would like the assurance that they will have continued free use of Goodwood Field for dog walking and other wellbeing activities. And I'd be grateful if you could speak a little more about the potential impact and relationship, if any, on our dearly valued and well-used Dale West Youth and Community Centre. I have already received some reassurance around these issues following my inquiries in recent weeks, but I would be grateful if the executive member could provide further clarity around these issues that matter very much to my residents.
Thank you, Councillor Denton. Absolutely recognise those questions from your residents. The traffic and parking issue is one that will be thoroughly examined through the planning process. I know that Three Meem are conscious that what they need to provide on site has to be capable of decently managing their activities. They've advised that the parking facilities will be accessible free to the teams and the visitors that use the playing pitches, which I know is a pinch point often at weekends. But yeah, certainly a key element of the planning decision here, and I would urge your residents to make their case during that planning process. The fields will remain open and accessible to dog walkers and to the clubs that play on them. Currently, they will be improved hugely for that sporting experience. And Sale West remains one of our key community hubs. We're investing significantly in it as a live well centre, one of two centres currently being promoted within our live well strategy. The team at Sale West have worked very closely with Three Meem over the years, so we know that what's being proposed here isn't incompatible to an ongoing successful centre at Sale West.
Thank you. I will take the questions from the other ward members next. So, Councillor Duncan, do you want to go first?
Yeah, thank you very much, Chair and Executive Members. Thank you. Now, I'll speak today as the Councillor for Manor Ward, representing the community of Sale West. That's those who will be most impacted by this proposal. Now, I begin by saying that I do know the team of Three Meem Foundation. My concern and resident concern with them, it is what will be proposed on this land. Sale West already suffers dangerous congestion around Fird Road Primary School, blocked pavements, gridlocked, rat-run traffic. A new development of this size, which, let's face it, it will be similar to a small supermarket, plus car park on Goodwood Field only worsen these problems and increase the danger to residents. There are also transparency concerns. Now, a Labour councillor is listed as a committee member on Three Meem, and during a recent Broadheath by-election, I witnessed a leader of Three Meem apparently alongside the Labour campaign activity. Now, I was told this was just a social...
Sorry, Councillor Duncan, is the question... What's the question?
My point is a serious conduct with the organisation itself, Chair. So I think it's vital on behalf of the residents behind me.
What is your question, Councillor Duncan?
So the question is, are we prepared to force them from the home ground with regards to the sports, the football teams? What is going on with the existing community centre? There are grave concerns if the boxing team is relocated to another home. They will move away from the Sale West Community Centre. I've had that said to me personally. So therefore the community centre's membership will go down. So therefore there's a role on negativity with regards to our Sale West charity. There are grave concerns if this goes through, Chair, and it's absolutely vital we now put this to the public. That's why people have taken the time to come out tonight and listen to every single person within this room.
Thank you, Councillor Duncan.
Listen to it.
Thank you.
I'm very sorry that you've had to stop me midway through, Chair. This is absolutely
Sorry, Councillor Duncan,
ludicrous.
this is a meeting of the executive. I asked you for your questions. You started to give questions, and then you started to still talk about other things as well. So you've had your chance. Councillor Patel.
Thank you.
Listen to it.
Coming along to listen to these answers too. I mean, the congestion point around the school is one that we face throughout Trafford, and again, that certainly will come through in the planning application discussions. Your questions about Sale West, I mean, you went on to video to claim that we were closing Sale West, and I wrote you quite a detailed reply to say that absolutely wasn't the case here.
Sorry, that's nothing to do with what we're saying.
Sorry, Councillor Duncan, you had your chance.
Implied that we were down Sale West or the boxing. I'm not sure exactly how to comment on the boxing club. They're a real asset to have in Sale West, and we would like to see them have a successful future at the centre. I don't see why what's being proposed here tonight will put that at risk.
Excuse me, can I say something? I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm very emotional about this.
This is a meeting of the executive. You're more than welcome to watch.
But the thing is,
Well,
if
it's
this
a
goes
meeting of
ahead,
the
those people at Sale West will lose their jobs.
Sorry, Councillor Patel is responding to that question. To allow Councillor Patel to respond.
I'm sorry.
No need to apologise.
You've got legitimate questions and concerns, and I hear that. Nothing that's being proposed here is putting jobs at risk at Sale West.
Disagree.
We've been in negotiation with our Sale West for about 7 years on their future in the ward, including joint discussions between our Sale West and Three Meem, which didn't turn out, unfortunately, to a shared project here. But we are keen to see both centres, or Sale West in particular, thrive, and we are investing in that centre, and that's an actual fact. So, you know, it doesn't take away, it doesn't relate particularly to what's being proposed here.
Thank you. Councillor Holden.
Thank you.
This will be, as normal, a very simple question. Just for some of you who are present here tonight, my name is Councillor John Holden. I've been representative of the area of which we're speaking for the last 20 years, and this report was the first I heard of it. Now, I'm sure that my colleague and others have probably lost in the post. We try and make sure that that doesn't happen this time. And my question, very basic question, we know that there are concerns about this development. We also know that there's a determination on the part of the council to drive it through. What level of objection would have to be met before you'd agree to reconsider?
Yeah, good question.
I'll just agree to listen to the people to start with.
Yeah.
Thank you, Councillor.
Well done.
I have to say, I don't accept that this report is the first you've heard of it. I know that there's someone in this room that campaigned against this when she was last in a position of being a local councillor. We offered to meet with ward councillors before the report was published. John Holden and Councillor Clinton attended. Councillor Duncan did not attend and has not, to my knowledge, subsequently accepted or taken up an offer to sit with our estates team to talk this scheme through. I accept that it's helpful potentially to your position to sort of speculate wildly on social media, but I think you're doing your residents an injustice by not talking to the estates team and finding out some of the answers to the questions that you're raising here. You've changed your tune, Councillor Holden, from that briefing, whereupon you said that this was an idea you could support apart from...
Maybe he's listening to his cabinet.
Point of order, Leader. I have not expressed any opinion about the desirability or lack of desirability.
Thank you. Councillor Spencer.
Thank you. My question was just about whether the removal of the current set-up will to people's access to free sport, so will the layout mean that there is still space for people to call and access free sport without being able to centre? Thank you.
Yes. The sports, the free facilities will be enhanced, and there will be a really accessible programme of sports and activities at the centre for the local community to get involved in.
Thank you, Chair. I've got 4 questions. I'm trying to keep succinct. The section 3, which all refers to Alsale West, in the report, really poor. We've heard reservations about continuation about that, and I would have my reservations. I would like to see a reworded, stronger commitment to Alsale West, and that section 3 is particularly poor. I'll leave that with you. Moving on to the second question. As a administration, you have gone ahead and we've accepted it. You've sacrificed Carrington Moss, Timperley Wedge, and then there's, it's not sacrifice, but there's Trafford Waters. Why are we infilling within a conurbation, a precious open space that's used by many, when there's so many other areas that you are intending to build tens of thousands of homes on, and everything else? So why are we filling in this bit here? Moving on to the consultation, section 7 suggests that Three Meem are going to run the consultation. which hardly is going to be impartial. Can it not be a council-run consultation, which then alludes back to Councillor Holden's statement that what level of opposition, and I know we've struggled with this over the years, would actually stop it, because the residents are quite worried. You said it will generate sustainable income for the council. George Carnell, Stretford Public Library, Old Trafford Sports Barn, Altrincham Town Hall generate hardly anything for the council, despite the fact they provide good service. Is this not going to be under the same auspices? And so consequently, how much is the council going to benefit? Is it £1,000 a year, £10,000 a year? And will that be reflected back to residents? I will leave it there. There are so many questions here, and hopefully if the council picks up the consultation, they can at least be asked by residents. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor.
I'm sorry if you thought the Alcel section wasn't very strong. I couldn't be any more committed to the future success of Alcel West in the centre that they're in. And that's including the investment, hundreds of thousands of pounds worth of investment into Alcel West in the last 12 months. This location serves Three Meem's community. It's where they want to be. When you're talking about the sacrifice of open space, we're enhancing, it's a playing pitch and we're enhancing those facilities alongside this development. Three Meem will lead on the consultation, Trafford will lead on the planning application consultation, but we will support Three Meem in their consultation to make sure that it's meaningful and impactful. The lease arrangement is a lot more straightforward than the assets of community transfer which you refer to, which are hugely complex arrangements that sort of taper off support over a number of years. This will be a straightforward lease arrangement where we will collect a monthly lease. I would refer to Richard if that's all right for you, to know more about the lease return.
Yeah, I think as noted in the paper, we haven't agreed terms as yet, but we are clear that we'll be agreeing those on the basis of best value, so in the commercial terms. So it is different to the assets and value transfers that we previously.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone. So, obviously, this is a paper that sets out an in-principle position before going into wider consultation. With that, and knowing that Three Meem have been very active in the local community in Sale and Altrincham over the last 7 years, I think, and have supported countless people, residents across Altrincham Sale over that time, are the executive happy to agree the recommendations 1 to 4 as set out in the report? Thank you very much. So we'll move on now to item 8, which is the redevelopment of the land to the rear of Partington Shopping Centre. This is a part 1. And Councillor Elizabeth, over to you.
Thank you. Please to bring forward this report. Councillor Duncan,
that's the process there. These are all the questions.
We're all very upset here, and I'm sorry. This means a lot to us, what you're doing in this field. And if we don't speak up now, we've had support from Rob and John, and I know you're the executive, I'm sorry.
Just dismiss everything that's been said.
Everything that's been said.
Against
Just what Labour
It's
always do.
absolutely disgraceful to that. I apologise if I'm speaking
Don't
out
apologise to
of order.
these scumbags.
But this is so wrong.
Is an agreement in principle, and could you just take your mic off, please, Councillor Duncan? That item is an agreement in principle to wider consultation. We have taken that decision now, and we've now moved on to the next item, but thank you for raising your concern.
Yeah, just got to give damn to them.
Can I suggest that I take the residents with me outside?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
You're not going to listen, there's no point in staying, is there?
Well, somebody's going to.
You're supposed to be an executive MP or councillor. What about us residents?
Don't matter, do it?
Yeah,
It's the money that matters, that the council are going to get in.
It's appalling.
All me.
People of Trafford despise Labour. They despise you, all of you.
This way, guys.
Thank you. you.
Listen, this is the security guy, okay?
Can we come through?
I will.
Yeah.
Right in the corner.
So will I, mate. So will I.
You normally have to get elected to sit in these seats, which is why they're so bloody uncomfortable.
You're just making stuff up.
I know, they're full of shit.
That's what happens every
Can I just have you out here?
All right, I thought he was inviting us. Oh.
He's just invited in.
He won't let us go in. He won't let us go in there. Thanks, mate.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm sorry. I feel very strong about this.
Just obviously keep your voice down.
It won't get built. It won't get built. People will rise up round there like crazy.
I live off that. Can we just take a seat?
Yeah, thank you. I apologise. I'm sorry.
No,
she just said
I'm sorry. So you're talking on something.
What's upsetting, John, is that we've come here tonight, that decision was made, if we brought 100 people in tonight, we're not listening to a single word any of us are saying.
No,
not one. That was the biggest stitch-up I've ever seen said tonight.
Two people spoke up. They prepared presentations.
I'm sorry if I'm...
Could you join? I just wanted to hear your concerns as well. I'm Geraldine, I'm the Green Party Councillor.
Oh, right, yeah, I don't want to say.
Oh, you've got a seat. So how well equipped these Green Councillors are? They bring their own seat. I think it's important to position what's happened tonight compared with the process that's going on.
I understand.
This process, this session tonight is almost literally a rubber stamp.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be.
I don't, let me just move on. There are 2 lines of progress that now must happen. And those are the 2 that I personally have been worried about. Which is why I raised that question tonight. And again, I didn't get an answer either. What level of objection, concern, discomfort do we have to reach before the process reacts?
But they won't answer that.
Well, no, they can't hear. But the key thing that we have to, and Bob and I will try and drive this, is who is running the consultation.
The Three Meem. Absolutely.
But that's like
how can somebody who's applied for it then run all the negotiations about it? That's just ridiculous.
Voting for Christmas.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
People who are non-Muslim probably won't engage with a consultation that's backed by them. A lot of people won't, and a lot of people won't even know about it.
I think that's a significant weakness in the process that has been set out tonight.
But aren't they the interested party? Why would an interested party hold a consultation?
It's not going to, the Three Meems aren't going to say anything negative about themselves, are they? And the council don't want to say anything negative about the Three Meems because they want the money for it.
Yes.
So it's
Hang on. This was the reason that Nathan Evans, our leader, the opposition leader, raised that very same question. And I tend to agree with you that it was dismissed.
Because they will have all the data, won't they?
The council at the front just basically said, in answer to his question, was that Three Means will lead the consultation.
Yeah. And that cannot be.
That's like the police investigating themselves for misconduct, isn't it?
It's not ethical.
It is unethical.
Yeah, again, you might say that, I couldn't possibly comment.
It's like students marking their own answers.
It's ridiculous.
If we cannot persuade the ruling party that an independent lead should run the consultation,
which you won't.
I can be quite persuasive.
Well, I wish you would.
And we can hopefully generate enough concerns, for that to happen, then Bob and I will organise our own consultation, and we'll run it perhaps at the community centre or wherever. We will organise our own, effectively independent. So I rather resent being told that I was against this process. Well, I expressed no concern at all. My concern is that by carrying the process out, typically for this council, unfortunately, the concerns and resentment within the community have been just multiplied out of proportion. And what we must do is demonstrate an independent consultation and register what I was concerned about. You heard earlier an answer to one of the questions about walking routes and the like, where concerns have been expressed and they take notice of them. In Partington, and interestingly, I'll leave you to read the local press about the political situation there, but they listened. Now what we've got to do is make them listen to us.
And how do we do that?
This is going to sound awful, but leave it with me.
Is this the next process then?
No, it's not. This is the beginning of
Right.
the process. The objections that we will now raise and try to force through, now remember that if we're running the council, we will try to force it through that says Three Meem is not a good idea. Now, this was the executive. Understand the structure of this.
Yeah, okay.
This is the great and the good. The guys who are taking the big orchards of around.
Can't help the rest of us then.
Yeah. So they'll do as they're told, effectively. It has to go to full council. And we will be proposing at full council that we go for an independent consultation. And that's we've got to, if we can get an independent consultation to which Three Meem make a contribution, to which you as residents make a contribution, and we get an outcome. But not simply turning up to find that Three Meem are running it. As you say, it's like, just like GMP investigating this cost. It's like having a planning committee which is entirely made up of the people who are applying for the planning application. And
It's a conflict of interest.
I'm getting away.
Just wondering, can I just get clarity on what this consultation is? Because obviously there'll be a planning consultation and that will be run by the council independently as normal. So is this a consultation about what the new place will be for?
Yeah.
Right.
How it will be structured, how it is
So where it is, I guess, is determined, isn't it? And the details of the plan will...
Because it hasn't been decided yet. What it is, where it ends up, and why it's being built is what should be the question. Okay, now it seems that where it's going to be has already been decided by the council, and the report that was put to the council recommending agreement in principle for releasing the land was the most one-sided thing I've ever seen in my life. It was an absolute disgrace. I'd have written that report, I got sacked. It was almost a cut and paste from the Three Meem Foundation's website. So I can't understand why supposedly professional people on that council executive committee accepted that report. It was a
why this preferential treatment for one particular
as a report,
company?
it was just
Why?
Could I just interact here, if that's all right? And I'm ever so sorry to do this. John?
What we've talked about is pressing for an independent consultation.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just going to go and say that. I was just going to say that then.
Yeah,
Okay,
if
so
the council won't give it to us,
yeah.
we'll run it.
So my role within all this, as some of you know, as the ward representative, along with John Holden and RuPaul is also my colleague as well. We want more transparency. Okay, we need more transparency. I've attempted tonight to get several questions raised, and I was shut down, quite frankly.
Anybody on a question,
so
it
just
was slightly awkward for them to answer. They just closed you down.
So
anybody who had something to say in favour of it got as long as they wanted. Without asking a question, they just got as long as they wanted to reel off whatever they wanted to reel off. There was no questions involved.
So in regard my position and the Conservatives' position, okay, and I've got to be political in this building, we are opposing it. The reason why we're opposing it is the wrong space. It's the wrong area. Not only that, I spoke to an architect yesterday who also confirmed that due to the size, it's not doable.
Yeah, but it's not saying it's not doable, but they'll just do it.
So I think moving forward...
And then instead of it being an acre, it'd be an acre and a half. Well, sorry, but we need 2 now. It'll be 2 acres.
So
and then they would need parking for Goodwood Field people who would come there. So then another
supply for the parking,
another half an acre would
and it's gone.
So it's gone.
What? Should I just ask the question? What worries me? Like, Bill's done some work on this, and the Three Meems are offering 20 million quid to build this thing. Yeah, all right. Last year they turned over 100,000. Where are they getting 20 million quid from?
The Muslim Brotherhood.
Through the building, if they get 20 million quid, and they get halfway through the building and decide, you know what, we're running a bit short of funds here. We can't afford actually now for an actual sports hall to go in there, and we can't afford this, and we can't afford for that. What it will just become now is a prayer building.
So I would like to say something, if that's
Sorry,
okay. And I'm going to say probably what you guys are unable to say. The concerns of a lot of people that I'm talking to are that this is being proposed by the same people that wanted to build the mosque on Thorley Lane. And that hasn't worked for them because there was a community uproar about it. Now they're proposing an inclusive community centre in Sale on this field. Now, there's no one that believes for 1 second that this is a community centre for the whole community, because non-Muslims won't go there. That's a fact. A lot of non-Muslims won't go there, and a lot of non-Muslims don't want Muslims building mosques or community centres or anything in any of our communities. That is the bottom line. That is the truth that dare not speak of itself. And I know it's controversial, but that's how people feel. And one more thing, sorry to cut you off. And if it does go ahead, there'll be protests there every week, just like there are at the Cresta Court, just like there are in Manchester and Fallowfield. And all you're doing is sowing more division in the community.
I'm getting really uncomfortable about this.
Of course you are.
To prayer and religion. This is a community
Of course you are.
No, it's not though.
It's not.
Of course you're getting uncomfortable.
I've come here because I really wanted to hear, and I could hear the passion in what you were speaking about. I wanted to hear about what the residents are thinking, and I'm really open to hearing all that. But I just do need to draw a line. I'm really worried about.
I'm going to concur at this stage. I agree with you.
Islamophobia that I'm hearing.
I agree. I think we must draw a line.
That's the
at
truth,
this
though.
meeting now, please.
This is not about mosques. This is not about a prayer room. This is about an inclusive community centre.
But we're sick of hearing that word, inclusivity.
You can. Please.
And this diversity, inclusivity and equality, it's just weaponised terminology to push this far left woke, like just insane, dialogue that we're being browbeaten with, and we're sick of it. I'm sorry.
Community centre, which is inclusive. Why would we need one more?
Can we just have one conversation at this point? You were saying when this was first...
When certainly in the very early days of this being talked about, the Three Meem Foundation put on its website their proposal for this development, what it was going to be, what it was for, who it was for. It was a community centre for the support of the Muslim community. That's what it was described as. Okay. It was going to provide services for Muslim community. It was going to provide prayer rooms, classrooms for teaching of the Quran. Everything was aimed at the Muslim community. That's sat on the website.
Yeah, great.
There was a bit of an uproar, not an uproar, but there was concern about it. People expressed that they weren't happy with that sort of thing. The website was changed to take out references to the Muslim community. It was then a community centre, right? It was still unhappy that there was prayer rooms, that there was classrooms for teaching children the Quran, that there was services being offered whereby they would match up people for lifetime marriages, all that sort of thing.
I think I'm increasingly uncomfortable with the...
Of course you are. Of course you are.
And I'm really open to listening to residents about,
Unless you don't
coming
agree
through
with what they
area, about green
say.
spaces
just worried about
and about concerns, but I'm really uncomfortable with conversations around not having prayer rooms, not having...
It's not what we're saying is we're not being told the truth. That's what we're saying.
Genuine,
right?
This is what. Just play the victim and get off. You're pathetic.
Right, come on.
You're a disgrace.
Let's bring this to its close.
Yeah, sorry.
Please. Okay. Yeah.
I
Okay.
lived here all my life. And I've got to be honest and say how I feel. I'm worried for my children and my grandchildren. And I'm really frightened deep down. I don't care what colour your skin is, I don't care what religion you are, anything. I've known John a long time, Rob's been amazing.
We are not objecting to the fact that there are prayer rooms and that there are Muslim facilities, whatever. What you're objecting to is we are being misled.
Bill, listen,
right?
I
That
don't
proposal
want us
has
to
been
end up.
sanitised.
Bill, I'm just worried that we're going to end up, and if I say this wrong, I apologise. I am upset. I don't want us to end up like over in Holden and Rochdale and everywhere
Amen
else
to
where
that.
all this is happening. Our country is failing. I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
No, these are residents' views. But on this, we must draw this to an end.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
Please.
think I'm really interested.
Geraldine Coggins clearly is,
I
you know.
appreciate you putting them across.
Yeah.
I would know that the Conservative group have
concerned. The area that we're
stoking
talking
some
about and the area directly supported by this development is as diverse, if not more diverse, than any other area.
I don't know how much you've been in this area, but
my next door neighbours are Altrincham Christians.
I live 200 miles away from this.
I come from a minority community.
That aren't about which community this is from. I think that's most of what I'm hearing.
You're going away now with the impression this is just that anti-Muslim, and it's not.
No,
What you've got to think
definitely
of,
not.
right near this,
Well,
right near this proposed building, right near it are two mini roundabouts, right? And there's bump after bump after bump there, and that is about 300 yards from a primary school.
Yeah.
Now you're talking about building, as Rob said, a building the size of a small supermarket and all the traffic that goes with that.
So this can all go
So
for a planning
don't go away with the
consultation,
wrong
and there will be
idea.
an independent, properly run planning consultation.
Plus we'll lose
on everything.
at least an acre of the field.
How can it be an independent consultation?
Led by the Three
The planning consultation will be run.
Led by the Three Meems.
No, the planning consultation.
No, Three Meem aren't part of it.
We must strive and drive for an independent consultation about the implementation, the use and the management of that centre. And that's what Rob and I will be aiming to
It's
do.
nonsensical. There's a perfectly good community centre less than that.
It can't. The independent review,
Well,
as it stands
Which
now,
is open to everybody.
the independent review will help because if the review is just led by the Labour administration, propped up by the organisation in question, then it's open to interpretation.
You'll
And
just
that,
get another version of the report
so
that's
again,
already been written.
let John and I push for that
And
independent
who will be
inquiry.
in that? Your
I'm hoping representatives from every single party within Trafford.
Right.
But at the minute...
There will be an independent consultation. The only difference that might arise is that in one route, Rob and I organise it and run it and
It is
report
not
back
clearly
on
going to be
as
independent
an
if it's run by
independent. No,
one
it will be
party.
because it's for the residents, the people we live with.
Why would you think that
And
it won't be an
if it's
independent
not
one?
that, then
Because it's party political, of course.
what?
That's
This
not.
isn't political.
It's not
This is
funny,
not
it's not
political.
funny,
It's not
Geraldine.
political.
It is-
I'm sorry.
I am
We,
the least
we are the
political
residents of that
Serious.
place. We
It's
care
not
for
a
the
soft
place.
topic.
It's not political for us.
No, but John's party political consultation wouldn't be independent.
No,
But there will be a
community,
planning
Geraldine.
consultation.
Not everything is
Community.
political, Geraldine,
No.
isn't it?
Really?
If Haley wants
Unless
to
you
join us
think
with
everything
it,
is
So patronising,
political.
yeah.
to screw up her career forever, but she can do it. So that's how I'm going to ask you guys to leave it with us tonight.
All right.
And just watch this space, and let's see what we can sort out.
And the next
And in
meeting.
order to get rid of any accusations, this knee-jerk reaction of Islamophobia, just remember that Islam gave us one of the most beautiful words in the language of this planet, inshallah. And that's what we're working on here, inshallah, God willing. And we'll do our best on that. And I have to say, as far as the five pillars of Islam are concerned, I'm absolutely comfortable with 4 of them. No way can I manage Ramadan. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm a 3 meals a day lad.
Yeah.
But the rest, the core elements are not a problem. We have people following that religion and none within our community. We all get along, it's not a problem. My worry is the fact that something will happen without sufficient consultation.
My worry, John, is you've gone back to talking about religion. This was supposed to be about a community centre,
No,
so I'm
I'm just-
open to hearing issues
I'm
about
killing the
community
religious
centre.
aspect.
We're not convinced it's going to be a community centre.
Geraldine, this is our ward,
We've already
and
told
you've come
you.
in,
Yes.
and the problem here
we don't think
is
it's
the
going to end
land.
up as a community centre.
It
And there is
has
already
nothing to
a community
do with-
centre
Although
with
I'm
religion.
I mean, I'm still not sure what the problem is if it wasn't a community centre, although I don't
Well,
really
if-
understand
just going
the
round in
argument.
Well, if
circles.
it isn't a community centre,
Yeah.
don't dress it up as one.
So
That's exactly the
I
point.
have no idea what the arguments
Can I
are
ask a
for
quick
that,
question?
but I'm just worried that this is the same as the opposition to the mosque.
Just a very quick question. Sale West is a brilliant centre for our kids, especially the boxing side and all the other activities that you do. It's amazing. We've got Sale Leisure Centre, we've got the Life Centre on Washway Road.
Yes.
So my question is,
Why do we need
another
any
one?
more?
Yeah.
When
Why
we're
do we need
desperate
any
for
more?
houses and schools?
Because it's not going to be a sports centre.
What we do need on the racecourse.
We all know it's not
estate is
going to be.
shops, some proper shops.
Shops, yeah.
We've got one overpriced shop
Yeah.
right in the middle, right
Yeah.
near where I live, next to Avenue. We've got one shop that's overpriced. We need a proper, like a mini,
I'd
city
like
a
it,
farm shop or something.
Like it
That's
used to have.
Yeah, like it used to have. They all got knocked down.
So at this
And I think this is
I
what we can all
remember
agree on, that ordinary people and our
Yeah.
local areas are really
On the-
suffering. We've all been really hurt by austerity and the cost of living
yeah, on the
crisis.
same
And I think
dependent
that's the
Now
real
he's
problem.
getting political, Geraldine.
I'm just echoing what I think
But
I'm
we
hearing.
are here just talking about a local community centre, and you're going austerity.
Let's give the community a voice.
Yeah.
I'd rather have a shop built than another community centre. We've already got one.
Can we not just attempt to get an honest, open and truthful view of just what this is going to be?
Yeah, no, that's it. So
Right.
we're asking for it.
Because nobody believes it's going to be
No,
an
I don't believe it.
all-encompassing leisure centre or community centre.
No,
Okay?
I don't.
I've spoken to dozens and dozens and dozens of people in the area about this, preparing to come to this meeting. I met one who believed it. Right? And
Do you
there
want
must
it to
be
go ahead,
40,
Geraldine?
50, 60 more.
What's your
that don't believe it.
opinion? Do you want Goodwood Field to be built on?
It's not about, so it's about
No,
about
what's
building
your
one
opinion?
part of
What's your
it.
opinion?
Green Party's opinion.
So
What's your Green
Should there
Party's
be
opinion?
anything built on
So obviously we always have concerns about building on green space. I really
Would you
welcome
oppose it
a
then?
inclusive community centre in the area, and I know the Three Meem Foundation doing
There
wonderful
already
work
is a
elsewhere.
community centre, up
I
and
know,
running,
I know,
inclusive,
I know.
everything
And there
that you want.
already is a shop
You know,
as well,
it's
so
all
we could
there.
still want another
Well,
shop,
one
couldn't
shop.
we? I
One
know,
shop,
I
yeah,
know.
one shop.
Serve how many thousand? Yeah.
So yeah, I
So you would then probably
I would
support
welcome it.
it.
I would far prefer if it could be built on not a green space. Like that's always our concern in the Green Party. We're always trying to protect our green spaces, but this is still leaving the whole field, most of the field open and.
But we did have your
accessible.
vote on Carrington Moss previously, isn't it?
Sorry?
Vote on building on Carrington Moss previously.
We never voted to build on Carrington Moss, and I'm afraid the Conservatives repeatedly dropped that lie out. No, we've consistently for all the years
Well, let's
we've been
not
here
go
voted
there.
against it,
We
and you can
have-
look at the video and the records.
Let's not go there. We'll just stick to the community
So
centre.
why do we need another centre then? If we've
Exactly, we already
that's-
have one.
Yeah.
That's a question that we can ask.
Thank you. If you would.
It's not a question we can ask of Three Meem, because Three Meem want their building.
Yes.
It is a question that an independent consultation can ask
Right.
of the council. What work have we done to determine the requirement for capacity?
Again,
Yeah.
I've done a little bit of work in this area, and the leaders, Rob's aware of this, and I've looked at the facilities that are already there, the facilities that are being proposed within the new building. There are no new facilities being proposed within that new building that do not already exist within the local area, within a short distance. of
So
the
there's no
site.
requirement.
Right, it's just duplicating existing facilities, swimming pools, sports halls, meeting rooms, classrooms, kitchens, eating areas. There's nothing that isn't already in existence, and in many cases, Three Meem are already using. So why would you spend all that money to provide a facility which is giving you what you've already got? It's nothing to do with the community centre. That's the building being built. There's some other.
You think it's a conspiracy?
Right.
No, I'm not saying that at all.
Disgraceful using that. Disgraceful to accuse of us of conspiracy.
I'm asking. I'm trying to hear what you think
What will happen to the activities?
It's a mosque. It's going to be a mosque. We all know it's going to be a mosque. We're not stupid. We're not stupid.
It's an important part of Sale West.
I'm offended by your aloofness and the way you're just pretending to play dumb. It's embarrassing to people that live in this community and just want to have straight up politics. You're a disgrace. Like these guys are trying to be up straight up.
What it is you believe.
You're just wishy-washy.
You believe it will be a mosque, not a community centre.
Yeah.
Well, it's happened in other areas.
Yeah,
Where they've lied,
no, I didn't mention race. I said Islamophobia. Actually, yes, yeah.
Well, sorry.
And I'm sick of hearing that word as well.
It's just a made-up word.
Which word?
Islamophobia is such a garbage term.
Yeah, absolutely.
Such a garbage term.
Islamophobia.
More weaponised terminology.
It is helpful within our community. We're not afraid of Islam.
No, that's not what it means, is it?
I've
That's not what
worshipped
it means.
Put my house up for sale.
Okay, listen guys, I appreciate you giving me your time.
My kids are mixed race.
I'll come and find it. I'll come and find it. If this gets built, okay, and it turns out that there is no sport and helping funding towards Sale West and that closes, I'll come and find it and I'll ask you which sports facilities I should use, because that'll have gone now. And then there's nothing in the new place. And I'll come and find you and I'll ask you. I'll personally find you and ask you that question.
Okay, thank you for your time, folks. I think we've got...
Well, thanks for wasting time.
Geraldine Coggins from Green Councillor.
Geraldine Coggins.
Yeah, okay. Thank you for your time, folks.
Thank you.
Thank you.